I decided to become a big sister. At first, a friend that it was in the program as well suggested it to me. I remember thinking how much when I was little, how I wanted a big sister because I'm the youngest of 4 kids and I have 3 older brothers. And I have 17 male cousins. So for me, I remember always asking my mom, can we get a little sister? Can I have a big sister? I was always fascinated with, there was a couple teenage girls in the neighborhood and I would love to go hang out with them because they were doing their hair and makeup and they were interested in music. And I just thought they were, fun to hang out with instead of just always hanging out with the boys and playing sports. And so I always longed for a big sister. So I thought, well, that'd be great because now I can reverse that role. It just all sounded like a great idea. And that's how I initially signed up. I do remember the first time meeting her because it just so happened at the time I lived in an apartment in Polaris and she lived up the street. So it was great. I was like, she's right there.
The whole concept of big brother, big sister, I didn't understand. All I knew was that I always wanted a big sister and a new fun adult was in my life. It was very interesting because she wasn't shy. And the first time I met her was actually the first time I went out with her and she was totally comfortable and she just thought, oh, we're going to do fun things. And I think I took her to a game center and she just talked the whole time and she loved it. So I definitely thought, oh, this is great. Like she's perfect. We're just going to get along so well. When I was around 10, 11, my grandparents took me in and took care of me for a little bit. My grandma actually passed away on my 14th birthday. That was kind of really hard on everybody in the family. So I know how important like kinship caregivers are for children. Growing up the way that I grew up, everybody always had a question about like just probing into my life. And as a kid, that's kind of hard. And with Jamie, I just never had to like explain my situation or what I was going through. She didn't ask any questions. She just took me in and took me to do fun things. I would take her with me to my parents' house and she would get to see our family. And she remembers being at my house at Christmas time and my mom's tree and cooking dinner and making cookies and just having that sense of family and understanding that stability. She was very like family oriented and that was really important for me. Some of my best memories with her, I remember her taking me to see her family and that made me feel very like included. She was very positive all the time and she was always very consistent. So if she said that she was going to do something, she was always there doing it. And that was really impactful for me because I was not used to that stability. Sometimes you just want a girl to, talk about girly stuff with. The more time she spent in the program, the more I could see she was willing to open up to me and talk to me about stuff she liked, stuff that might be bothering her at school. It didn't have to be anything super serious. So to see her grow and be able to confide in me, the more she trusted me, the more she got to know me. That was really rewarding because sometimes just having somebody to listen to you is half the battle. I have been thinking about her since we got disconnected when I moved away, but I could never figure out her last name or how to get in contact with her. Back in the early 2000s, we didn't have a bunch of digital social media and things like that we have now. So I just didn't know how to reach out. Finally, when I graduated, I was hesitant because I wasn't sure if she wanted to reconnect with me. But I finally decided to make the leap and I'm glad I did because it turns out she had been looking for me too. When Alexis reached back out to me, it just kind of tore my heart in a good way because I realized that she remembered me and I thought, oh, she didn't forget about me. She didn't forget about our time together. And it was an unfortunate circumstance of how we lost touch because her mom moved away. Something that I learned when you're a kid is what's going on in your life feels so big, but it's actually really small. So if somebody can just come in and take you out of that environment for a minute, it gives you a whole new perspective on the way that life can be lived. If you're on the fence about being a big brother or big sister, I would say try it, do it, like put your heart into it, and also think of it from the child's perspective and not from your perspective. Kids rely on the village, right? So the more village they have around them that's positive, whether it be a teacher, a guidance counselor, a coach, big brothers, big sisters, the better they're going to be in the long run. So think of it as a group effort, and you're just one piece of this group effort to make sure that kids can grow up and be productive adults, and it makes the society better, it makes their lives better. I've never met
met a big brother or big sister who said that was a waste of my time. I've never seen that. So it's worth the effort to put it in, even if you do it for a year.
I work for the Village Network, but I actually work on the Ohio CAN program. So I work with kinship and adoptive families. Ideally, I want to work with at-risk youth just because I want to kind of be the voice that I needed growing up, that no matter your circumstances, that you can do whatever you want to do.
You don't think about long-term impact, because when I was I thought, this is just what's happening right now. I'm being a mentor today. I'm being a positive influence in her life today. I never thought, okay, 18 years later, a little sister's going to reach back out to me and say, I really loved having you in my life. I just want you to know I always remembered you. Like I kind of get choked up because just to know that she had something good that she remembers was enough.
What were you excited to talk to her about?
I guess I just wanted to show her that I turned out okay, that I figured it out.